Hi everyone, Sue Koch here with Soaring Solutions, and I'm doing another quick video tip on using graph search. I'm excited to have early access to start to use this in beta mode, test things out, and introduce the new graph search and the changes and the impact that it has on you as a Facebook user, as a personal user, as well as a business fan page user. So in my last video, I went over some of the tips on how the navigation changes with graph search. And so one thing I want to show you in this one is using that new navigation for searching to find a little bit deeper information about your community and friends and people who are connected to your fan page. So the first example I'm going to show you is as my fan page, maybe I want to find a little bit more about the people that like my fan page. So as you can see, when I click into this area, this still is the search area, it just looks a little bit different, as you can see by the drop down, and we're not typing in a white box anymore, we're just typing right into that blue bar. So I'm going to go in here to Soaring Solutions. Now when I click there, this takes me into my fan page. So what are some things that I might want to find out about the people who like my page? Well, one thing, for example, I'm doing a lot more with YouTube, and I'm actually taking some additional classes and seminars on being a power user in YouTube and really ramping it up for search engine optimization. So maybe something I want to find out a little bit more about is how many people like Soaring Solutions that are also avid YouTube users. So how would I find that out? Well, let's go back up to the search. So it's still on Soaring Solutions, and it gives me all kinds of options here. People who like Soaring Solutions who are my friends, people who work there, photos. If I say see more, it's going to give me other options. What I want to start with is people who like Soaring Solutions. So that's going to take me to a search result set of obviously all the people that like my page. Now it says more than 100. This is going to be everyone, so I want to filter this. I'm going to quickly go through some of the options you have to refine your searches. So you can do this based on demographic, geographic. You can also then click here to say see more. It's going to show you work and education options. Maybe you want to find people who like your page that you went to college or high school with or have the same degree. Maybe you want to find people with similar likes and interests. So this is the one that's relevant for my example right now. So I said I want to find people who like my page that are also YouTube users. Well, how would I know that? Well, one way is I could click up here and add YouTube. But just liking the YouTube page doesn't necessarily mean that they're a user. One thing I do know is if they use the app, Facebook for Pages, that very likely they're a more avid user of YouTube because using that app means they have a YouTube channel that they've integrated into their Facebook fan page. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. When this drop down shows up, it gives me some options, but that's not necessarily what I'm looking for. So I'm going to click Other. And then from here, I'm going to start typing in YouTube, and you can see here right at the top is YouTube for Pages. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to filter my results even further. So now it's fewer than 100 people. So now I can scroll through and see all of these results for people who like my fan page and also are YouTube page app users. So the other thing that's pretty cool about this is I can take a look at some of these people who maybe I'm not friends with on Facebook. So maybe I don't know much about them. This gives me a little bit more insight. It's going to tell me what other pages these people like. It's going to tell me a little bit more about their interests. And if I see something that really maybe there's a lot of similar interests, likes on somebody's profile, I could maybe even send them a message and say, hey, I see that you're using the YouTube for Pages app and you're also involved in these other organizations. How are you finding it? That kind of thing. Drop them a note. It also allows you to add them as a friend. And in this gentleman's scenario, he has his page available to subscribe to. So if I follow him, I would then get his updates in my personal news feed. So these are some ways that you can find out a little bit more about your community, a little bit more about the people that like your page, and also gives you a good idea about the things that you might want to cater to on your fan page. So just some ideas to get you started. Play around with it, see what you find, and I'll be doing some more videos on this topic as I explore it a little bit further. See you there.